guys.
So today we're going to be making 4 different things for a meal. We're going to be making pork chops, vegetables to go with the pork chops, rice to go with the pork chops, and a surprise dessert.
Well, you had to get the ingredients, so it's not quite a surprise because you have to have it. So also, we're, as you can see, we're limited in our kitchen today. So we started with boiling the water because that took a while. So we boiled the water. Yeah.
And we washed some Chinese broccoli.
So what you want to do is boil your water first, okay? So we'll just let it boil while the girls, while Kezia is going to show you cooking the rice. Okay. So yeah, we're doing the Asian style where you use a rice cooker. Okay. I'm not sure that I've cooked rice in a rice pot like a lot of people do. I mean, like in a pot before.
So we're going to be using rice.
Jasmine rice.
Jasmine rice. And we're using 5 cups for this. It's only this could feed about 8 people. So if you only have a small amount of people in your family, then just use maybe 2 cups.
2 cups, and then you double the water. And that recipe is in the recipe ingredients. Okay, so Kezia is going to go over here. When we say wash the rice, we don't use soap. We're really rinsing the rice.
We're just adding water to the rice. Swishing it around. Yeah, swishing it around.
And you'll get cloudy water. And she'll go ahead and pour it out. And do that a few times. There's our rice cooker.
Okay, so now I'm going to teach you how to measure the rice and the water.
So 5 cups of rice, 10 cups of water. But the Asian way is using your finger.
Okay, so I'm going to take my finger. And I'm going to take my finger and go to the bottom of the bowl. I'm going to measure where it's at. Where the rice is. I'm going to measure the water. So she's going to put her finger right on top of where the rice is, and then that's how she's going to measure the water. If it's equal to where she put it, then you're good. Yeah.
So once again, you're going to put your finger all the way to the bottom, and it went to the first line of my finger. Okay. Then you take your finger and you just touch the top of the rice to the same part of your finger. And then Kezia did great. So we're going to put it in the rice cooker. It's already been plugged in.
Now we're going to let it.
Push it down.
So you push it down.
And then we start.
Yeah.
And then just be careful where the steam comes out, because usually it's under a cabinet and it steams my cabinet, so I have to make sure I move it. The water is boiled. I don't know, maybe you guys can tell me if your water is boiled yet. It's washing the starchiness away.
Because rice is a seed, so it gets like dirt. It gets some dirt on it, and then you have to just rinse it so that you're not getting any dirt.
And maybe it's just because that's what my mom did, and my aunts did, and my grandparents did. But I think most Asians do, quote unquote, wash their rice.
And even when you're measuring water, the water will still be a little cloudy. It's never gonna be fully washed. Yeah.
Right. So you just need to rinse it 2 to 3 times just to take the cloudiness of the water away.
Okay. So now it's boiling, right?
Uh-huh.
And so we already washed the vegetables.
And these?
They're very easy to wash because these don't collect a lot of dirt. So you just wash them and rinse them a couple of times until the backs and the fronts of the leaves you don't see any dirt.
Yeah, so there's not much. When you wash the vegetables, again, you're not using soap, but you're going to just wave them in the water. The grit will fall to the bottom. If you touch the bottom after taking it all out and there's no grit, then it's pretty clean. So
we also use like this
colander.
Yeah, a colander like thing. But also you want to do it one by one because sometimes if you do it many at a time, it doesn't get as well.
Correct. You don't want to do it a bunch at a time. You want to do it several, one by one or a couple at a time.
Okay, so we're just gonna put it in.
A bunch of it in the water.
So we're gonna take.
So if your water is not ready yet, it's okay. You can just let the water cover it and it'll boil faster. Half of it in.
Yeah, so we're only gonna put half of it.
And then we'll do the other half
later.
Yep. Okay, while we're waiting for the veggies to cook, the girls are gonna start with the dessert.
So we are. So you need at least one apple, and
So you want to push the veggies down.
We also need brown sugar and cinnamon. We used about 3 teaspoons of cinnamon
And 4 tablespoons of sugar.
Of brown sugar, and we just mixed it together. We also need melted butter.
It takes about 30 seconds to melt your butter in the microwave.
You also need this. You could use any type, but we're using this type.
Pillsbury.
Yeah, Pillsbury. So when you use the Pillsbury, you have to rip the outer coating thing, and you have to make sure most of it is off. Yeah, so see, it's most off. It's just like so then you have to hit it, and then it should crack open like this. So you're gonna twist, and then it opens like that. Then you have to pull it. First we need to wash our apple. I'm gonna wash the apple.
So I'll wash the apple. It's a tight kitchen, guys.
We also have to rip the crescent pieces. We have a small cutting board, so we're only gonna do 3 at a time.
So you have about 8 croissant pieces, but you'll have 10 apple slices. You can have some for snack.
So first, we're gonna take the butter, the melted butter. We're gonna pour it. We're gonna brush it onto the croissant. Then we're gonna sprinkle some of the brown sugar and cinnamon down. And then we're gonna take an apple, put it on the biggest part, and roll it like this.
And I'm going to interrupt, but you don't want to cook your Chinese broccoli, your gailan too much. You just strain it. Just hold it so that the water falls apart. I didn't have a bowl so I put it in this container for now. And so it comes to a slight boil, and that is the tenderness I like it. So then we'll add more. And then gailan is really easy. The washing is easy, the cooking is easy. You just boil it, and then you drizzle some oil. I'll show you in a minute. But you drizzle some oil.
Oil and oyster sauce.
Oyster sauce, except that.
The oyster sauce doesn't really taste fishy, it's just the name of it.
Yes, so I have grapeseed oil here that I'm going to use to fry my, I'm going to fry my pork chops with. I'm going to just drizzle, and I think the oil helps it to not be so dry, I guess. And we did forget oyster sauce at home, so I did buy a pseudo Sun Luck oyster sauce at the grocery store because they didn't have the one I had in the picture. But my mom used to like the Lee Kum Kee oyster sauce the best. So I'm going to open this oyster sauce. And we're just going to drizzle. It has a lot of sodium, so we do have to be careful not to put too much. Just enough to flavor it. So I'm going to just drizzle. Why are you laughing, Huz?
Fletcher is asking if you deliver to Canada.
Grandma!
And then we just,
Mix
with
it,
the oil and the oyster sauce, it just flavors it really well. So we're waiting for the last batch. This was 2 bunches, so that's why it looks like a lot. Because we're going to feed another family with this too.
Okay, so
Not to Canada though. Sorry.
when we're done,
We love you.
when we're done wrapping the apple croissant thing, we're gonna add some more butter just on top, and then we're gonna add some more brown sugar and cinnamon. We think this would be the best, but if you don't want as much, you don't have to put too much. And here is the finishing product.
I burnt it a little bit because it doesn't have a timer, but you bake it for 15 minutes. So the girls are gonna finish the croissant and apples, and then we'll bake this one. Okay, so I'm going to have Greg take this to the table.
So we're just gonna go over the steps again. You take one of the slice things.
Take it to the
We
table.
butter it. Yeah, we brush butter on it. We take some brown sugar and cinnamon. Oops. You can spread it afterwards. Okay, I put too much.
You put cinnamon on my chopping board.
And then you add the apple, you roll it, add some more butter on top,
Wait till we put it on.
and then you add some more.
In a bit. Finish rolling the apples.
So we're gonna finish rolling the apples first. And then when you're done, you can just brush the butter off on top of it. You don't want to put too much of either thing, so, because then it's going to be uneven.
So I'm gonna line this tray that we have. We're using a toaster oven, because that's what we have.
Oven, though.
But you can use the oven, but the toaster oven works well because they are apple bites, apple pie croissant bites, so they're small.
But you can use your finger, or you could just use a spoon but we prefer to use our finger because then we don't put too much sugar. Yeah, so that we don't put a lot in just one spot.
Of course, the girls would like more sugar on theirs.
Yes, but like we said, we're also feeding another family, and mom and dad will also probably want some, and so maybe they prefer less sugar, so we're not going to put too much.
But Jolie would like more sugar, I'm sure. Okay, I need to take the broccoli out.
Okay.
This is warm, so can I move this over and you guys can place your apples here and we'll bake the other part.
So like we said earlier, this croissant packet can make about 8. So you just want to space them out maybe about an inch apart. You don't want them touching because they can. And then you also have to put butter on top. We already did that one. Put some melted butter on top of each, and some brown sugar and cinnamon on top of the apples. This could get a little messy, but that's okay.
Can you bring it back? Is there a spot?
Can it go on the floor?
You go on the
Oh, sorry. It's hot. Don't touch it. Okay, now
Now we're going to be making pork chops, right, Mom?
right. We got the rice going, we got the veggies done, we got the
Dessert done.
dessert going.
Now we're going to be making the pork chop, which is basically the main course.
The chorus.
So we just got some pork chops.
And I didn't quite prepare them, just because I didn't make time to do that. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to slice them in half, and then I'm going to, no, you don't need to. Okay, did you finish this? I need this space.
Okay. Oh, no.
No, finish it so we can put it in the oven.
Okay. Yeah, just the. I didn't.
I did, sorry. I thought you were done.
Okay. So I'm just gonna finish these last two really quickly. We have 4 leftover apples. But
One for each of us. I'm just kidding.
you
Thanks for
should
that
only
luck.
have 2.
Grandma says don't lick your fingers.
Grandma, I'm not gonna lick my fingers. We don't lick our fingers till after. Almost done. And if there's extra dough on the side, just
Oh, wow, okay.
what?
Yeah, okay. Mr. Jason says he wants one. Maybe he's gonna give it to your majesty.
Okay.
All right, are you ready to put it in the oven?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna turn it and hopefully without, yeah, I'll help you. Here's our little toaster oven. It's set to 350 and we are going to slide it in. And in 15 minutes, it should be done. So that should be around 6:20, 6:35, okay? 6:34 or so. So, hi. Okay, so now I'm gonna do the pork chops. Oh, so thank you. Why don't you take that, give that to Daddy to put on the dining room table. Nope, just leave it there. Thank you.
Okay. Now.
Thanks, girls. You are free to.
An apple to some.
There you go. An apple. Wait, you can't have dessert yet. We're not
Why
ready.
not? I'll have an apple.
All right, so here's the pork chops. I'm going to line my, I lined it for the pork chops, but the girls got cinnamon and sugar on it. I guess it wouldn't be bad to have cinnamon and sugar on your pork chops, but I'm going to line it again with plastic. And then I'm going to put plastic on top after I cut them in half lengthwise so that they're thinner pork chops, and then I'm going to tenderize them. I told Carolyn that I was going to tenderize them first, but I didn't make time to do that. The girls went swimming instead. Okay, so I'm warming up my pan because the electric stove doesn't have fire. It takes longer to warm up. So I'm going to butterfly it, I guess, is what I would say. Okay, so take my knife, go through it, open it up a little bit, and
Mom, is this so that it cooks faster?
yes, you don't want to burn the panko in the oil.
Okay, that makes sense.
All right. How's it going out there? I know a few families that told me that they're making it. The Ontiveroses, the Holcombs, Naya, hope you're doing well. Also, the Chens said they were going to be cooking tonight too. How's it going? Can you give some feedback? Any questions? Ooh, Sinclair's are on too, right?
Yeah. Jason and Mark.
Nice. So on my mallet, this is a mallet, and
Sylvie loves pork chops with butterflies.
the Sylvies,
Loves pork chops with butterflies.
nice. Yeah. Well, the Sylvies will get pork chops with butterflies. I'm going to not use the teeth side.
But the flat side.
I'm going to use the flat side because I just want to flatten it. I guess I'm not the best cook. I do like watching cooking shows and I do like to try things, but I'm not exactly, it breaks the teeth part, the sharp, the pointy parts. They do break the meat down more, but I don't want plastic going into my meat. So I'm just going to pound, sorry for the noise, but see how it gets flattened? So I'm going to do that to all my pork chops, okay? I'm going to unwrap it, I'm going to flip it, do the same thing. And then I'm going to put it in a bowl because I'm going to do that to the others. And then I'll put my seasoning in, okay? So let me finish that. I think that me taking time to do this can help you catch up on the other parts of your cooking, the dessert and the rice and the Chinese broccoli, the gailan.
Naya's mom is trying not to cut her hand off.
You're trying not to cut Naya's hand off or your hand? Please don't cut any hands off. Aw. So I know Stevie cooked with Carolyn yesterday. Naya gets to cook with Carolyn today. But then Naya's gonna finish cooking, I think, if it's not done by 6 o'clock because the whole thing's going on a date night. Hey, Huz, wanna go on a date night?
Sure, we'll just stay here.
I do appreciate about the Holcombs, they do have every Monday night date night. Okay. Few more pork chops there.
Just wait till we're older, Mom.
You are older. Don't cut your fingers off. I've had my share of cutting my fingers.
So, for a family of 4, 5, how many pork chops should you start cutting and making?
Okay, so I have 8. I think I have 8 pork chops. Well, it depends what kind of eaters your family is, right? I think the girls usually eat 1 to 1.5 pork chops.
So you pound both sides.
I do. Again, sorry for the noise. So any thoughts on when to use the teeth side of the mallet or the flat side of the mallet? Any Ontiveros, any thoughts on that?
Don't be afraid to ask questions.
I'm going to pour the oil in. I think my pan is hot now. Those of you who have fire in your pan, fire on your stove, I think it heats up faster. But I'm just going to coat the bottom of my pan, okay, with oil. I use grapeseed oil because I learned somewhere where it has a higher tolerance of heat. So if you fry with olive oil or something, I don't think I don't think it's as healthy as what I've heard. Okay, I'm gonna go from there and show you. I have a couple more loins to do or chops to do, but I'm gonna show you what to do on seasoning. I have an egg or 2. I doubled or tripled my recipe, so I'm gonna put a couple eggs in. And excuse me, but I do use my hands. They are clean. I wash them. So I put some eggs in. And then the things in the recipe that I showed you were garlic salt. Sorry, I don't measure. I gave you measurements, but my mom never measured, because she just cooks that way.
She just knows the right amount when it's good enough.
Garlic powder. Okay. Onion powder. I just kind of sprinkle it. I like onion and garlic. I don't put too much salt. We are watching our sodium. And then I have a little bit of white pepper. I don't put too much because Kira has a sensitive palate where everything's spicy, even pepper.
Yeah, even just a little bit of pepper is spicy.
I do a couple circles of, this is low sodium Lecum key soy sauce, but regular is good, but it just has more sodium. I do use oyster sauce, so I just kind of eyeball it.
Again, don't put too much.
Then I use my hands, break up the yolks, kind of mix it in. And Kezia has panko. Go ahead and get the package. So
it's like it's some breadcrumbs. It's like flake breadcrumbs.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, kind of shake off the excess liquid. I'm going to just lay it in, press it down.
And then flip it over.
Okay, so then I take it. You know the oil is hot. Can you move it to the? You know the oil is hot if it starts to sizzle. So we've got a little bit of a sizzle there, so I'm just going to lay it down. And see how it sizzles? And you can hear the sizzle. I'm going to probably put 3 or 4 in there.
If you have a smaller pan, just put as much as you can fit into your pan. Yeah, that's not too crowded.
Thanks, sous chef.
So can you repeat how you do it? So you just put it in the breadcrumbs, then you
Lay it in.
okay, yeah.
So it looks like I'll just fit 3 for now. Okay. So I want to make sure that it browns. Since it's going to be, it's thinner. Once it browns on one side, then I turn it, let it work it and brown on medium-high heat. If you have, it's on high for me right now because I think it's just harder to control the heat with an electric stove. But if you have a fire stove, put it on medium-high. Okay. All right, so.
And guys, don't forget to wash your hands before, after, whenever you touch something messy, and before you work with any food, just so that the food's clean, so that your hands are clean and ready to work with new food. Just so
it doesn't contaminate, right?
Yeah.
Good lesson to learn, right, Kira?
Yeah. And especially wash your hands a lot during COVID. You also gotta watch the pork chops. You don't want to burn it. Because sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, so you can use tongs when it's ready to flip, but I like chopsticks because I feel like I can control it better. So, how are we doing, Chen?
Mrs. Beth says she and hot oils are not a good combo.
Oh, wow. Okay, as you can see,
it's still sizzling,
yep,
but you can see the brown a little bit.
Okay, last time for the noise, okay, guys? I'm gonna.
Can I add something? So you don't want to get too close because sometimes the oil can splash.
That's right. And I'm going to throw those final ones in to the flavoring. Okay. So we're done with the plastic and the board. I'm not going to use the tongs, I'm going to use So I use wooden chopsticks because they tend to do well with the heat. And I'm gonna check it here. So it's really light brown right now, so I'm gonna let it keep cooking. Depending on your stove, cooking it on medium high. Just be patient. So I didn't actually start cooking until after I moved out of my parents' house. And my roommates were my guinea pigs. And I tried to cook things that my parents made, tried new things like American food. Growing up, I had, I take extra quarter to school so I can have an extra helping of spaghetti, because that's just something we didn't have at home. So, yeah, so I like all kinds of food. I like to experiment with all kinds of food. What else?
And guys, I just tried the apple croissant things, and they're so good.
Life isn't certain. I guess you should eat dessert first if it's ready.
No, I just wanted to try it.
Oh, these are done. Let's go ahead and stop those. And let me show you what they look like. Where's the hot pads?
That's starting to look super good.
So the reason why we chose
Oh, you
to
didn't
make
flip it.
the reason why we chose to make pork chops is it's my girl's favorite that my mom used to make. Oh yeah, you can see it, right? Nice and golden brown. We're gonna let it sit on the rack and let it cool. You can smell the cinnamon and sugar from the croissants, right?
So if you're making any of these, it's okay if you mess up because sometimes it takes a while to learn how to do it. I mean, it took me a while to learn how to measure the rice.
And she's a pro at it now. Yay. I guess you have to be if you're a fun home. A rice bucket. Kezia loves rice. You can start seeing that it's ready, getting ready to flip because it starts to juice on the top, kind of like pinkish juice.
It like because the oil is sort of getting to the top and it's like looking.
Well, it's starting to cook. Okay, not quite yet. I don't usually cook. Oh yeah. Sorry, are you okay?
Yeah.
Gotta take your own advice. Okay, the pork chops shrink, so I'm going to add another piece of pork chop. Use one.
Yes. Go look at the file. Go look and see if I'm.
Okay. I'm gonna lay another piece down. I have my electric stove right now on high, just because, again, the heat control. Does Sinclair said they tenderize with their knife. That works too, the back of the knife. That's probably what my mom did. My mom didn't have a mallet. So you would take the knife and pound it one way and then pound it the other direction. So you get like a waffle pound. So the rice is done cooking. It popped, like it tells you that it's keeping warm now. And this is the last of the meal. So once we're done flipping, you guys can finish cooking at home. And you can see the golden brown. You want it to look like that. Golden brown look. So it is pretty cooked by the time you are done, but if you're worried, you can use a meat thermometer and take it to 170. That one's a little lighter. So I'll probably cook it more on this side a little bit longer, just so it cooks through.
If you are not at the same pace as us, then you can, when this video is over, you can always go back and see what we did.
Yeah, you can rewind. How's it going? Let's have a little report. Jason said he's hungry, but he didn't say what part of his cooking they're at. Sinclair's, are you cooking? Oh, thanks, Marnie. We can have a date night. The Highnesses can stay with your Majesty. Thanks. Just in time for total shutdown. I guess we'll have to wait till opening again. Oh, thanks, Marnie. Frying up the pork chops. Rice and veggies are done. Check. It's okay. Just as long as there's a little crunch when you bite into it. Yay. Great, go ahead and answer. What? He's my sous chef. He calls himself the chef, but I'm the chef, and he's the sous chef. Let's make that clear.
And I am her junior chef.
That's right. Okay. I'm going to need this rack, so can you... Not too hot. So what I found was, my mom just put a paper towel on this kind of plate to like sop up the oil when it's done. But I found that it got a little soggy. So this is kind of like what tonkatsu in Japanese, right? Fried pork chops or, but what I found was when you just lay it on a piece of paper towel, it sogs it up a little bit. It's not so crunchy when it's time to eat. It still tastes good when it's not crunchy, but because it's fresh, we'd like to have it crunchy when we bite into it, right? So a cooling rack would be good if you just put paper towels underneath the rack so it catches the oils that drip.
Hey, Mom.
Yeah.
Mr. Dave says, where's your dance? Testing your dance.
My dance.
Your cooking dance.
Oh, wow. I don't have a cooking dance. They're still not browning yet, so we're just gonna still sit and wait. So I'm gonna take this. This is the rack that we have right now. So I'm just gonna lay it on top. I'll probably put a little foil on it because it's not ours. And I'll just, when the pork chops are done, then I'll just lay it on there. The foil though. Can you bring the foil back? And I forgot my apron, so I'm trying not to get oil on my whole shirt. Give it some breathing. Thanks for the cowboy apron, but I have aprons. Thank you though. I appreciate it. How about a 49er apron then?
So I ended the conversation.
Oh yeah, Steelers. Yeah, I like the Steelers too. But before I met Greg, the 49ers were my favorite. Joe Montana, you know, I actually met Joe Montana's parents on the way from Catalina.
So here are some pork chops. And these.
Was that from was that from my pictures?
From.
That's from Carol. Beautiful. Good job, Carolyn and Anaya. Okay, this one's pretty much done. Golden brown-ish. I'm gonna lay it on
They're
the...
asking where your sriracha apron are.
Yeah, I have a sriracha apron. I just forgot it. It's at home. It's waiting for me. I think I really like fire stoves better than electric stoves. I feel like I can control it a little bit more. What do you guys think? Votes? Votes?
And it cooks faster. There's more heat. Look,
Some of you may have dinner before us.
here's a picture of Naya and.
Oh, that's beautiful, Naya. They look good. Thanks for sharing your pics. Naya, did you eat your spicy Cheetos yet? And did you like your other spicy chips? All right. Taking this one out.
Looking good.
Here we go.
How are you guys doing at home?
Ready for more. Washing my chopsticks as I go, okay, guys? Raw meat contamination thing, you know. Who's that? Nice. Miss Marnie, Your Highness. Good job on the mixing.
This one too.
Nice.
And then, this is from the Ontaveris's.
Ooh, that looks good, guys.
And this one,
Yummy. See, you guys are ready to eat.
yeah. Good job, everyone.
This is fun. We get to cook together. We're thankful for each other. I know this is not quite like a Thanksgiving meal, but you know, it's a fun favorite. Looking forward to tomorrow. I think Mark and Jess are cooking tomorrow. I think Jess is the sous chef. Thanksgiving sides. And then the Reyeses, Jason is cooking on Wednesday. Both are at 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock California time.
Oh, it's making me hungry.
I got Montana's autograph. Yes, I did. So I still have the picture. I have a picture of him on his, you know, when they kneel, number 16, and it says, "All the best, Joe Montana." I still have it. And then one of my English teachers in high school, for some reason in her closet at school, she had a Joe Montana commemorative plate. So since she didn't want it, she gave it to me. So I have that somewhere at home too. No. I don't know. All right, so I think we're good. You guys can finish up. Some of you are done, so you guys can go ahead and start eating. Thank you for joining us. Thanks. Yeah.
Eating the leftover apples.
Oh my goodness.
Hope you enjoyed today, and we hope you followed along, and I hope we weren't too fast and that you could catch up. Hope you liked it, and even if you didn't follow along tonight, maybe you could try it sometime because I think it's really good.
Yay. Miss you guys. Thankful for you. Oh yeah, pictures. Don't forget to send in your pictures. And we will too. Okay, bye.